One of the theses that we want to work on, we believe that there are a lot of family offices, foundations, that are willing to take more risk because they see the social benefits of these types of investments outweighing the possible risk of losing some of their money. And I'm not sure that we do quite as good a job at identifying who they are. The very large institutional investors, they're probably a little bit more traditional, and we have to work harder with them to explain what the real risks are that we see around climate change and the need for more investment to accelerate the development of technology, exactly as you're talking about the use of science and innovation to develop healthcare. And if you look, for example, in the developing world, if you price a unit of electricity, let's say a kilowatt, so that by our terms, it may be a little bit expensive. But if you're going from no electricity at all, and you have the ability to charge cell phones, or the ability to run an electric pump and therefore get clean and fresh water to help on irrigation, the benefits of that are so dramatic that they can afford initially to pay a little bit higher rate for the electricity, because going from zero to something, the leverage there is enormous. So we have to be more creative, and earlier I mentioned the idea of collaborating with different sectors within the bank, because there are lots of ideas that we have. And like most organizations, you tend to sort of get focused on the area in which you work. And one of the things that I'm really happy to see, particularly as we bring in the younger generation, they're willing to think the way dead old white men like me don't necessarily think. And it's great, and they're challenging us. Well, that's good. We need that challenge. So in some ways, while I think that the challenge of addressing either the energy revolution, climate change, and the need to provide energy to poor parts of the world where the benefits on economic growth and therefore what that will do to people that are living in poverty will just be enormous. We're beginning to get our hands around it better than we ever have in the past. Have we done a job that I can look back and say, oh, we get A+ for that? No way. But we are making progress, and I really want to salute my younger colleagues who are helping drive this. And when I go onto a campus, and I'll finish, I'll be taking much too long to answer your question. When I go on a campus and I talk about what we're doing in these areas, the kind of innovation we're doing, the response is instantaneous. We want to help you do that, because they want to be part of the solutions, and they want to say, we made a difference in our careers.
I think one of the things that is most exciting to me to doing this job at GSK as Global Health is actually the ability, the possibility of linking science to deliver impact, but in a way that is sustainable for the business. And that sustainability will only be achieved by working with others with non-traditional approaches. You know, obviously, GFID has been a great partner in terms of funding some of this innovation. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundations, great partners that are supporting us. But we need to go beyond that. And we tried, we had a fantastic, successful partnership with Barclays, with Live Well, where leveraging our expertise in Africa to develop sort of a route to beneficiary, which was, I think was great. It was a great pilot. So we need to look at that. The partnership with MMV to develop orthophenochrine, MMV with their ability, with the science, the ability to also procure and attract funding to support that. So again, there's not one solution fits all, but I think we need, I like that attracting sort of the young people that are really thinking of creative and new ways to bring this together to deliver impact.
Great, great. And I think the sort of combination of science and technology, data-driven, data-based, out-of-the-box creativity, those three things together, I think, are what are going to drive us. But so you've all clearly competed. A couple of closing comments on, in addition to working more with government and NGOs and with cross-industry, how you might work together with your competitors on moving this agenda forward.
Well, competition with our competitors does not come easily to an investment bank. But we actually have a lot of precedent for doing that. If you look at our syndicate departments, we operate very efficiently with our competitors to help get something done on behalf of our clients. And I can remember years ago when we were first faced with our syndicate partner, a little nervous. Ted, you've committed us for over $1 billion to help underwrite this Korean entity. That's a lot of money. Do you think we can do it? Well, I said, look, the client needed it, and we had to make a decision. We can syndicate this. We can get this done, bring in a few other people. They were delighted to come in because it was such a innovative transaction that we're doing. So when the degree of cooperation does exist, it may be a little harder to cooperate if you're looking at a strategic advisory role where you've got a great idea that you want to bring to a client. They should either sell this division or buy this company. There, for obvious reasons, you can't cooperate as much. But there is room, and where you can really help do this is where we need to mobilize more money that goes into building infrastructure, accelerating the development of this energy revolution, clearly in healthcare also. And we all benefit from that. So that means that this will go back to the George Bernard Shaw. This is where the unreasonable men in our industry have to be heard, and we do things that we haven't done before.
Particularly in global health, because I think it's not difficult to find other companies from the sector that are willing to collaborate, because I think we're all working for the greater good. Actually, I challenge back. I think where I think more collaborations is with the NGOs, with the partners. Sometimes there's more competition across the NGOs than with the private sector in the global health arena. And
very honest
we've been working with some of our competitors, J&J, Novartis, companies that have the same value, the same excitement about delivering these solutions, and it works very well.
There's one area where we try to collaborate a lot at Barclays, is a lot of us are deeply involved with the environmental community. And I love the environmental community. I've chaired a number of boards, the National League of Conservation Voters, but sometimes they don't understand economics or finance as well as they think they do. And we need to spend time in educating of the benefits of working with the private sector, because the benefits are enormous. And while we may not be the best people at collaborating with our competitors, the environmental community has a historical distrust of the business community. We have to help them overcome it and make more effective partnerships to get things that are going to work and be successful.
No, great. And I think it's a great point to finish on. Both of you have talked about this. So I think that's the first point, that that intangible thing of trust. Secondly, the very tangible thing of science-based targets and goals, and data-driven approaches and financing mechanisms. And then third, as Zahid and Yvette sort of epitomized at the beginning, this incredibly important role of individual, unreasonable men, women, young people around the world. And I think a good point to finish on, thanking both of you for your amazing individual leadership. And so thank you very much to you both and to your companies. Thank you.